welcome to Marketing Without the Marketing. I'm your host, Michael Bosey. Thanks for joining me. Really appreciate it. As you know, if you've been following along, I am in the middle of a series all about SEO, doing a deep dive. Been focusing on the strategy so far, but will, as I lay all this out, get into some particulars, things that you can do for both beginners and intermediate folks. And I'm also developing a course around this as well called SEO Basics for small business owners of all types, solo entrepreneurs, startups, freelancers, but also creatives too, like writers and musicians and visual artists and designers, anyone who's building a web presence and using that to build an audience. Now, I want to focus down today on people. So let's get started. As I've said from the very first segment, SEO is about two people connecting, right? One person who wants to learn something and one person who wants to teach something. One thing that gets lost in the discussion and practices of SEO is the people. Everyone thinks that it's about keywords and site traffic and page rank, but all of those things are just measurements, right? These measurements are not the point of SEO. They're just the things that help you make better decisions about your content and how it is currently serving people. And understanding how all these metrics work and what they mean is critical to understanding how to execute your SEO plan, but they're not the point of it. Your customers are. The people. And your job in running a business is to form a connection with these people, earn their trust, and gradually prove to them why you can solve a particular problem they're having, right? And SEO is about building the apparatus to do this. It starts with understanding your potential customer enough to know what they'll be searching for, right? But then setting up your site so that Google understands that you can actually serve these people. And then, of course, having a clear answer for them when they first arrive via a landing page or a blog post or some other form of content. But of course, it doesn't stop there, right? You have to have a path ready for them to take so that they can keep learning what they want to learn from you so that you can build trust with them, right? And then, of course, throughout that process, you're going to be nurturing them until they're ready to take an action of their own volition. And this action can come in a variety of forms, but the most important one to you, the business owner, is a sale. If you're not making sales, you're not a business. But you can tell from this, though, right? This process can be long. It's not about cold calling and making a hard sales pitch. It's not about, buying airtime in the form of a TV ad or about hounding someone until they finally relent and say, okay, all right, I'll buy something for you. Just leave me alone. That's not the way we want to do this. This type of marketing is much more soft touch, ethical, respectful of these customers. So this is about supporting someone, a customer, in making a decision on their own. Now, why is this so important? There's two reasons. First, it's nicer, right? No one likes to feel like they've been sold to or pushed into something they didn't want to do. When it's their decision, they feel good about it. And number two, when they feel good about the decision, they'll not only defend that decision, but they'll actually advocate on your behalf if you've done a good job or have a good product, right? In other words, they'll actually bring you new customers right to your doorstep. They'll do it for you. And this is incredibly important for small businesses like you and me, freelancers, solo entrepreneurs, indie artists, writers, musicians, whatever, anyone who's competing against much bigger players, right? We can't sell our stuff hand to hand. It's too much effort and it's too slow, right? We have to instead employ a sales force of willing advocates who will actually do the selling for us. And you can unlock this. This is the whole point of content marketing and the holy grail that we want to get to. Because look, these people who are advocating for you, they're more believable anyway, right? Simply because they're not you and me selling our own stuff, right? They are someone giving a trusted recommendation to someone who's inclined to take them as credible. That dynamic is incredibly difficult for us to unlock but incredibly easy for the advocate. And all this contributes to SEO, right? The good news is that you know how to do this already. It's about connecting with your customers and serving them, and you know how to do that. It's not about outsmarting Google. It's about setting yourself up so that Google will help you make these connections. And you might be thinking, hey, wait, isn't that supposed to be the job of social media, connecting people and all that? Well, yes, but Google does it way better than any of them. And let me underscore that, because Google will actually help you. One of the biggest companies in the world will actually help you get your content in front of people. And add one more factor to this, and you'll see why this is so important. SEO is the only marketing mechanism where the user is in a seeking posture, a receiving position. Pinterest and YouTube are maybe exceptions to this. Pinterest is really kind of the only social network where this might be the case. And I have a whole podcast episode devoted to this called Why Pinterest is on the Rise, and I left a link for you in the accompanying notes. YouTube as well, right? Aside from the vapid entertainment they offer, it is also where people go to learn something, and it is a great peer-to-peer teaching platform. Respect to those two in particular, but look at the other platforms. They can't hold a candle to SEO. Twitter is what's happening right now. Okay, that can be helpful. A lot of other problems with the platform, though, right? And it's kind of only right now because it's just this fire hose of content that speeds past. Facebook is what's happening with your friends, and of course, your chance to stay in touch with Russian-funded political propaganda aimed at eroding democracy. But you're there for your friends. LinkedIn is what's happening with your former colleagues, of course, scrubbed clean of any emotion or whatever, but the dreaded work anniversary, which you get notifications for, drives me crazy. And Google Plus is what's happening with, just kidding, there's not actually anything happening on Google Plus. But look, the point here that I'm trying to make, sorry to be kind of snarky about this, but none of these other entities are actively trying to help you. In fact, if you're a business, Facebook is making sure that people don't see your page. They're making it actively difficult and hiding it in the feed so that you'll pay for ads to get your stuff seen. Google, on the other hand, is actually trying to help you. And of course, they're not doing it out of the goodness of their hearts. They're serving ads alongside your content, but they want people on their site and they want you to be serving their users, because every time you contribute something that's of value, that's good for Google too. But it's also good for you. And Google is where people go in that seeking posture, that receiving posture, looking for answers to something, and you want to be there too. It's really that simple. And that is at the heart of SEO and why it's so important to focus on the people. Okay, I think I'll stop there. If you want to go way deeper on this, I'm developing an entire course called SEO Basics. You can find some more information on that at controlmousemedia.com/SEO-basics. And sign up to be notified when it's actually published. I'm working on it now. It's going to be very cool. We're going to be able to do a super deep dive on Google Analytics and Google Search Console and Google's 200 plus ranking factors with video walkthroughs and templates and checklists and all that stuff. And I publish a whole series of other courses, which you can find at controlmousemedia.com/courses, and left a link in the show notes so that you can easily find either one of those links. Okay, so hope you're getting something out of this. Hit me up via Twitter, via the comments section on the show page. Love to hear from you. I would love to hear how you feel about this, just how this series is going. I'm trying to keep these things a little bit tighter and a little bit more snappy, alongside publishing them a little more frequently. I hope that's been working for you. But hey, let me know. Good, bad. Love the feedback, the suggestions, all of that. All right, thanks again, and we'll see you on the next episode.